Couple things that we do. We are happy to be here working with the ION. We've been working with the ION, teaching people our pitches, building things to make sure that small businesses get big. That's really what we do.
Awesome. The idea is for the community are single solitary workers. And we really try to make sure that when someone sees the business, they see it from their eyes first. It's exactly like how people eat. You eat with your eyes.
Yeah, and we always encourage, well not encourage, really require a strong investment in branding ahead of time for most businesses. Because one of the reasons why is because branding is something, maybe you're not going to do it just once. If you do it right the first time, then you're just making little adjustments as you go, versus having to change your entire brand maybe halfway through the process, because maybe, I don't know, you didn't look up the name and one of the competitors has a name or something else that trips you up later on. With your pitch deck, one of the things that it does, one of the dual functions, that is a piece of marketing material. So you create your pitch deck, especially your basic regular pitch deck. You won't have any secret sauce in it. One that's in mass production. So you want someone to get it, look at it, like the idea, pass it on to somebody, pass it on to other people. And what you get from branding properly there is that you get brand recognition over time. People see your pitch deck over time. So if your brand is not good, not only is it going to hamper the way your idea comes forward, it's going to take away that piece of brand recognition, or you're going to get known for poor brand.
That's absolutely right. So like,
To be able to tell people why you deserve to have an investment. So you have to tell people that you are resolving something that's out there in the world, because there are a whole bunch of problems that all of you brilliant businesses are doing. And you're solving so many things. Really, you look like you're going to say something.
Yeah, no, the problem side is very important, because this is kind of where the investor kind of sees, what that issue is that you're trying to solve. And it's always better if that investor can actually identify with that problem. So problem side is very important. Like I said, this is the slide that makes your whole business.
We also call the problem slide the pain point. Pain point. You have to show investors that there's something that hurts in the industry that you're resolving. Go ahead, Nate.
Yes, no, definitely. And I just wanted to point out that this is where a lot of research, this is where we start from. So if you're...
The far left, of course, you have a picture of what your application will look like. But what we do at the top of that presentation is your elevator pitch. Pretty much 60 seconds overhead solution. And then we put the most important 3 things that your business should do right there under it. The reason why we do that is because we want your investors to be really interested in what they're doing. That's the biggest part of the game. It's those first 3 slides. So we've told you, have an attractive slide to the front. Make sure you're selling your brand, right? Pain point, solution.
Yeah. So this is market validation. This is actually a slide from Fresh Tech pitch deck. From
$30,000 pitch.
From about 4 years ago, actually. We figured out how many small businesses were in Houston. We figured out how many was in Texas. We figured out how many was in the United States. And I say this is not updated yet, because if it was updated now, it'd have another circle called the world, because we have international clients now. You really want to hone down on your target market, though. It's very important for investors so they can know exactly, is this something that the market wants? Is this something that's attainable?
The features is a good point to talk about, kind of like the story, which is a big, important part of the whole pitch deck process. You got beautiful slides, but the purpose of the pitch deck is for you to tell a story to somebody that's compelling enough for them to give you some money or something, right? Part 1 of the story is really you just talking about kind of why you think that this is more of an emotional kind of connection you're trying to make to the person. So you talk about this is the problem, this is why it's so pervasive to the society or whatever it is. Or sometimes there is no real problem, sometimes it's just an opportunity. So this is the opportunity that exists. Okay, so now the person's listening to you, these are what my solutions are gonna be, you know, and then you talk about this is why this is actually important with the market validation. So this is how much money is possible. So at that point, hopefully your investor or your audience is like, okay, this is a legit problem, there are legit solutions, and you can make money from this.
And this is good. Like it's really cool. Like that was like our first like really big project, and like we love it. We still love it to this day.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorite slides, and what I like the most about it is,
There we go.
go ahead.
Let's talk about it.
Concierge services. It was very easy for an investor to understand how you're bringing in this money. It's three things. It could be more than three things. It could be other additional services, but you want to highlight the main income generators. And this is all ties back into the story. I hope y'all are following. Nick, you want to talk about the story right now?
Yeah, and part of the reason why your revenue model is believable is because it doesn't just come out of thin air. So once you've done the problem, the solution, you're still following the same steps. You directly pull out the top three, like the number three, the top three revenue generating services or products that you have, and you want to do that to be conservative because when you're going to be building projections based on your revenue model, you don't want to build something that looks unattainable or that looks made up. So you want to make sure that your assumptions are backed by your research. And then you're conservative. You want to outperform the numbers that you put on there. You don't want to put numbers on there that
you want to look at the best 3 or 4 things you can use with your money. Because you're gonna ask the top. You're gonna ask somebody for money in a second, and the real's gonna talk to you about it. But like, if you can't tell people exactly what you're doing, how you're gonna get money so that the investor gets paid back, it doesn't make it easy for you.
Definitely, and this go-to-market strategy, I'm going to keep going back to this story. So we talked to you guys just now on the previous slide about how we're going to make money with our business. This is exactly how we're going to get those people. And this needs to be specific. It's not really specific right here on this slide. It says targeted social media marketing. But on the back end of our research that we do, we determine how many ads do we have to use to reach this many people, to get this many deals, to get this much money. So we're not pulling things out of thin air. This research has to be done behind it. So when you get in front of an investor, they can understand we're going to do podcasts, we're going to do social media management, we're going to do community partnerships.
Nonprofits gotta make money for themselves. You have to make money, and you have to do the best that you can to show it. And this is one of the ways that we show it. We also show it in we show it in our ask. We're gonna talk a little bit about the team because that's also super important. And we want to move real quick. Your team is as important as your business idea.
Yeah.
And we said it again. Your team is as important as your business idea. Why, Rel?
Man, your team is.
That you have to ask for money, and you actually have to ask. If you don't have a big team, you need to ask for the mentors and the people that can help you grow your business. Go ahead, Rel.
Yeah. So my biggest pet peeve about the ask slide is not having one. If you don't ask for anything, you're not going to get anything.
Hey, watch this.
But clearly, we replace these with fake things. But I like this slide because it can be converted. So let's say I don't want to. We have an ask of $268,000 up there. Let's say I'm in a meeting and somebody wants to give me $1 million. We have everything lined up, so we'll know exactly how to scale that $1 million to fit, whatever it needs. If we need to do more marketing, then we can adjust that based on that ask.
And one of the things we do, we either do it one of two ways. Actually, a conservative one. Sometimes you ask aggressively, and it just depends on who you think your investors are going to be. The thermometer allows us to tell people when we're investing and what they're investing in. And so like we can start at the beginning of what they need the most. And so we love the donut mostly because it tells people the better idea. This gives us a better idea over time.
Yeah, and we found that, so we just did Accelerator last year, and we're doing it this year again with companies that were a little bit more advanced, so they're in Series A, Series B. And when you get to that stage, it's not okay to just ask for money. You need to show what have we raised, what have we done with the raise, because if I'm gonna give you more money, I wanna know if you've been successful getting money from anybody else, I wanna be the only person giving you money. I wanna see how you have deployed those resources, that capital, and I wanna see the returns that you got, because that's an indication of how I'm gonna get my money back. And that's something that this allows you to do. Also, this also allows you to add some other things that are important there, milestones. You can show, you kind of tie things up in a beautiful bow, because again, you're asking for money here. So whatever trick, I don't want to say trick, tactic that you can use to,
Now, a question. You said don't include your salary.
Oh, man, what?
But how do you?
To come off of the revenue that I'm making off of this business. So I don't really want to ask for a salary. I'm going to include my salary in, whatever products and services
so
that I'm doing. But
there's another school of thought on that though. But yes, working capital is where they expect you to put that information. Because maybe not only yourself, but if you're hiring people, you have to pay them as well. So that's another way to say,